Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Michael and we're going to be getting right back into some more Reddit stories. If you enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Now, without further ado, let's begin. This story was posted by a user named Luna Love in the relationship subreddit. The post is titled, "My boyfriend of 3 years abruptly dumped me via text because of someone else's Facebook. A few minutes ago, my boyfriend of 3 years dumped me via text. It really shocked me. His reasoning was that he found a Facebook profile that was apparently mine and that I was a lying bitch who plays games and that we were done. This completely came out of left field. The last time we spoke, which was not even 2 hours ago, everything seemed fine. I'm a few hours away at the moment because I was visiting my family for Father's Day. I've also been helping my dad after a car accident that has left him disabled. It's been really hard for him, so I decided to spend the weekend with him. My boyfriend had to stay behind because of work. My phone was on vibrate, and I woke up to it vibrating somewhere in my room. He called twice in a row, which is a little unusual, so I tried to call him back. A part of me was worried something bad had happened because he never just calls seconds apart. He forwarded my call to voicemail after one ring, and then I received a string of enraged texts. The first was a picture of a profile of some woman who shares my name, and the rest were filled with anger about how I played him for a fool and that he was done playing games. Firstly, the woman in the picture looks nothing like me. She has black hair and blue eyes. I have auburn hair and green eyes. I also have a beauty mark above my lip on the left-hand side, while this woman has nothing like that. My boyfriend blocked my number, Facebook, and all that lovely stuff, and I am at a loss. This is all very sudden, and all I feel is anger and pain. I don't want my dad to hear me crying. He has enough on his plate to deal with. A little background. My boyfriend cheated on me a few months into the relationship, and I didn't learn about it until a year later. I ended up forgiving him, and things seemed fine. He was remorseful and did his damnedest to regain my trust. I can't help but wonder if he did this because he did something wrong and wants an excuse for it, or if he wanted to dump me so he could cheat without cheating. Tomorrow is his birthday too. I wonder if he wants to be free for that day. It just makes me cry. I won't be taking him back. No way in hell. He's living in my house, nothing is in his name, so he can just leave. Right now, I'm feeling shattered because I invested so much time and emotion in this person. I forgave him when he cheated on me, and now he's pulling random Facebook profiles out of thin air to use as an excuse to break up with me and claim I'm the shady one. What can I do to help myself? I am really at a loss right now. Thank you. My boyfriend of 3 years dumped me via text, accusing me of having another Facebook despite the fact that the woman in the profile looks nothing like me, and the only thing we have in common is our name. How do I move on and heal from such a callous action? User Vivi said, "You head home as soon as possible to deal with this. You have a friend meet you there and you tell your boyfriend that he needs to move out. You might have to give him the formal 30 days, but let him know that it is over and he needs to leave." User Subsorian said, "He's living in your house and cheated on you, then made an impulsive decision based on some flimsy evidence. Either he's remarkably stupid or there's something deeper going on here. Either way, take some time to cool off. Have a friend with you if you decide you've had enough and choose to kick him out. You own the house, you have the control here." User Miss Medic said, "It definitely sounds like he was just using that as an excuse to break up with you. Since everything is in your name and he's living in your house, tell him to have his stuff out by the time you get back and move on. You don't want to be in a relationship with someone who will look for excuses to break up with you, even for a day. I can't say whether he's cheating on you or not, but I wouldn't discount the possibility." Update. Thank you guys for your encouraging words and wisdom. It has helped a lot. My brothers, my lawyer uncle, and 6 other people went to my house this morning. My ex was sitting in his computer room playing League of Legends, seemingly oblivious to my arrival and the fact that anyone had entered the room. I promptly tapped him on the shoulder and asked him to turn off the game and pack his stuff. He shrugged my hand off and continued to talk to his teammates through what I assume was Skype or TeamSpeak. My patience for his BS is in the negative, so I bent down and unplugged the surge protector from the wall. My ex flung the headset that I bought him off his head and it bounced off his monitor. He stood up screaming about how that was a ranked game and that I was messing up his stats or whatever he was foaming about. My brother stepped between us and told him that he had 10 minutes to pack his things, only his things, before we called the cops to have him removed. We all stepped out of the room and watched him unplug his computer and neatly stack his belongings. He tried to take my Ethernet cable, but I said no. A friend brought in a box and we watched him go through the house taking the few things he owned, all the while texting away on his phone. It turns out he was saying some ugly things on Facebook, but whatever. That is childish stuff and water off a duck's back to me. He tossed a box of clothes, sneakers, DVDs, and console games into the backseat of his shabby 1995 Honda and then made a production out of taking his computer out. He was more concerned about his League of Legends game and his computer than about me. He didn't make eye contact or speak to me. There was just an air of hostility that I can't even explain. I can't comprehend how someone could suddenly hold such animosity towards someone they apparently loved. I sat on the stairs watching him go back and forth, my friend Jess recording the whole process on her cell phone just in case. It was really hard. I felt anger brewing beneath the indifferent exterior I was showing. A part of me wanted to throw an egg at the back of his smug head, but I know that it isn't worth it. He isn't worth any energy, negative or positive. The whole process took about 15 minutes and we all watched from my lawn as he drove away. My uncle gave me a big hug before leaving and the rest of us ate pizza and watched some TV. As uneventful as it was, the whole experience was draining. It's easy when there are people around to talk to and occupy my mind, but when I'm alone, what he did keeps popping into my head and I start to feel anxious. I tossed all of my bedding and sprayed my couches and chairs with deodorizer in a lame attempt to exorcise whatever foul things he may have done. I know it's irrational. Today, I'm going to head to Bed Bath & Beyond to buy some new bedding and treat myself. I realized that while I was with him, I didn't really love myself. I was too preoccupied with appeasing him. Any action I took to spoil myself, whether it was new clothes, a game, or makeup, was met with suspicion. It was all in his warped mind. Being alone after being in a relationship for such a long time is daunting, but I know I'll be fine if not awesome after getting that cancer out of my life. I had to set up a rule with my friends and family not to talk about him because a friend texted me about how he was flooding his Facebook with pictures of himself smiling and being happy. I don't want to hear it. If he's happy living in his mom's basement and cheating on good women with gutter scum, then so be it. In the end, whether it's 6 months from now, a year, 5 years, or whatever, something in his brain will click, and he will realize the massive mistake he made in the last few days. As crappy as it sounds, I hope it makes him miserable. I will be changing my locks despite taking his copy of the keys, and I think I will add extra security just in case. When he was a teen, he vandalized houses of people he didn't like, and judging by his behavior, I wouldn't put it past him to do it again. Also, I am going to the doctor tomorrow to get tests done. I don't feel anything is wrong, but I won't be taking chances. This whole experience has been a life lesson. He hasn't ruined any future relationships for me. He did me a favor by raising my standards and reinforcing my self-worth. I know what to look out for now and what kind of person I deserve. Thank you again, you guys. You brought up a lot of great points, and it helped tremendously. Went home with an entourage consisting of big, burly brothers and a lawyer. My ex had a temper tantrum when I interrupted his ranked League of Legends game to kick him out. Other than that, it was peaceful. I'm going to splurge on nice things today, and tomorrow I will be getting STI tests done. Thank you so much for your words of encouragement and compassion, Reddit. Edit. Some people are mistaking the reason our relationship ended as being because he played League of Legends. No, it had nothing to do with it. It was only a detail in the post, not a factor. My ex cheated multiple times and had an oppressive paranoia about anything I did and who I interacted with. If I bought nail polish, wore makeup, or did my hair differently, it meant I was trying to impress some guy he had in his head. He even accused me of wanting to cheat with my own flesh and blood cousins and my doctor, who is in his 70s and married. He demanded to see my call logs and have access to my Facebook and email. He even tried to get access to my work email, and I had to tell him it was a violation against HIPAA to make him stop. He had a very dysfunctional relationship with his mom and had cried on occasion that he would sabotage any relationship he had with any female close to him. I did a lot for that man, more than he ever deserved. I paid for his medical bills, helped him financially, supported him emotionally. I helped him build his PC. I did so much for him, and he really didn't give a damn about me. My brother died from a drug overdose, and not a week later, my ex pulled a fight out of thin air over nothing. Literally nothing. He just started screaming at me about something and hung up. I didn't hear from him for 5 days. It turns out he was contacting a girl he met at Subway and had previously cheated on me with. That was days after my brother died. Who does that? And I was stupid to take him back and forgive him. My self-worth was in the gutter and I allowed this to happen to me. I allowed myself to be bullied by this man because I felt like I didn't deserve better. I do deserve better, and I had a great day today. I got the STI test done and now I'm going to install new locks and look at security cameras. Thank you everyone again for your support and awesome words. It's helped me a lot. User Megatrain said, it's pretty clear there were plenty of other reasons for you not to be together, but did you ever get a better explanation of why he actually thought that other Facebook account was really yours? Or what he thought was going on? Did he really think you were living a double life, or was he using it as an excuse to break up? To this, OP said, he even thought I was having an affair with my elderly doctor and my own cousins. It was very bizarre. When he cheated before, he did the very same thing, throwing around wild accusations and then cutting contact. I think it was an excuse for bad behavior or a projection of something he did, or he wanted to be single for whatever thing he was planning. Past behaviors are a strong indicator of future behaviors. I'm really kicking myself at the moment for not seeing it sooner. User Swangthing said, due to his reaction and previous actions, I'd be nervous about staying alone in that house until you get your locks changed. If you call a locksmith, they can usually be there in a few hours. I highly suggest you do this today if at all possible. While they are there, have them put a deadbolt on any other doors that have flimsy locks and make sure all of the windows have working locks. Do not open the door if he comes knocking, saying he forgot something. Have him send a mutual friend to pick it up or leave a box outside or something. You do not want him back in your home, both for personal safety reasons and because he might try to squat there, which could require an eviction if he's been living there long enough. This next post was made in the AITAH subreddit by a throwaway account. The post is titled AITAH for divorcing my husband because he wants his son in his life. My husband and I have been married for 2 years. About 6 months ago, a one-night stand of his called and told him about their son. After a DNA test, my husband is confirmed as the father. The kid is 5 and we've been together for 4 years, so it's not like he cheated. He agreed to meet his son and they have hit it off well. They have been spending a lot of time together and the mother is happy to let her son connect with his dad. But the problem is we both agreed to a child-free life. Neither of us wanted kids. He even got a vasectomy and I got my tubes tied. We had a talk about this and he says it's his responsibility to take care of his kid and he hopes I can support him, but I don't want a stepmother's life. This may be cruel of me, but I can't stand children. My husband knew this about me. I don't dare to force my husband to choose between me or his kid, but this isn't the life I agreed to. I haven't told my husband yet, but I'm already talking to a lawyer. I don't know, I just don't know what to do here. User Nobody Asked Me said he is doing the responsible thing and it shows he's a decent person for stepping up. You are more than welcome to feel the same way you felt before. Neither of you knew about the situation previously and it does change things, but you should really talk to him with the mindset that neither of you is in the wrong and that nobody did anything to intentionally hurt the other person. He's trying to do the right thing and you're trying to have the life you want. To this, User C of Scorpions said, yes, this is OP. Both of you sound like decent, rational people. Nobody is at fault here. Speak with your husband. It sounds like he'll understand, and both of you will make the divorce easy while maintaining respect for each other. It's rare in divorces, but I believe that will be the case for you. User 9Kitty said, child-free here. Circumstances have changed. Even though he didn't want to be a father, he is now one. If you don't want to be married to a father and be a stepmom, you can either live separately for 13 years or divorce. Just know that your husband will not be able to be as available, and his finances and plans will always include his son now. I feel bad for both of you. I wish you the best with whatever you decide. User Amazing Reality said, you both had an agreement. You both went so far as to be surgically sterilized. So this was a serious agreement. His son is an unexpected change to those terms. He's not an asshole for wanting to be part of his son's life. I would go so far as to say he's doing the right thing. This child did not ask to be born and he needs his dad in his life. However, things have changed drastically for you and it's okay if you still want to be child-free and don't want to be a stepmom. Where you once were in agreement, you are no longer compatible. I agree, don't make him choose. Just tell him you understand his need to be his kid's dad and it's admirable, but you still don't want kids or to be a stepmom, so it's better that you go your separate ways now. Update. So I had a talk with my husband. To clear a few things, my husband wants to spend as much time with his son as possible. He even mentioned wanting half custody and having him live with us. So it's not like he wants to spend a day or two with him, he wants to be as close to a full-time parent as he possibly can. Yes, our vows included being child-free. It wasn't in the wedding speech, but we had several long conversations about kids. This was something we promised each other, so yes, being child-free was part of our vows. I don't like children and I don't want to have anything to do with raising them, but it's not like I yell at every kid I see. I guess you could say I hate the responsibility of raising a child as opposed to hating children themselves. Yes, I would stay with my husband if he got in an accident and became disabled. See, I love and adore my husband and I'm willing to work for him, but only for him. Adding a whole other person to our lives is different. I can't love his kid. I can't be a good stepmom. I love my husband, but I don't love his kid. Now, back to my husband. He almost blew me off again because he was tired from working and spending time with his son. But I insisted and I told him I don't want to live like this. We talked and he said he can't leave his kid, and that is the one thing he can't compromise on. He said he's going to see him as much as he can and that he needs to prioritize his kid's well-being over anything else, including our relationship. I told him I don't want to live like that. He said he won't budge on this. We both agreed that we should separate for a while. Neither of us straight up mentioned divorce, but I'm pretty sure that's where we're headed. I feel empty, angry, and frustrated. I know my husband isn't at fault, I know the kid isn't at fault, but my life is just changing so much. Final update, it's official. We're getting divorced. I wasn't even the one who mentioned it. My husband is the one who said it. He said that if I can't be supportive and caring toward his son, then we can't be together. I'd already moved out, and while part of me was hoping for some way to make it work, I think I knew this was inevitable. So it's official. I'm losing my husband, and he's going to go on to be a father. Honestly, as long as I get my car and the money in my bank account, which I earn myself, I'm not going to fight him. I'm willing to let him have anything in our old place. I'll be honest, I don't know what to do now besides going through the divorce proceedings. I just don't know what I'm supposed to do now. All my life was going to include my husband. Now he's gone. User Dwarf Bunny said, the real AH is the woman who didn't tell him he had a kid 5 years ago. You know, before you two got married. Going your separate ways is best. Wishing you all the best with your healing and future. I'm sure you'll find love again. User Happy Communication said, wow honey, things will get better. Life is taking you on separate paths, but neither of you is to blame. Give yourself time to mourn your relationship and heal. You know what you want from life, and with time, you will find someone who shares that. Best wishes. Messy Thoughts said, OP, this is 100%. Give yourself time to grieve and heal. Know that it's okay to mourn the loss of your relationship while sticking to your own boundaries. This was a situation that neither of you saw coming. Please don't waste your time or energy harboring hate or resentment toward him. He's stepping up as a father, even though it has completely blindsided both of you and derailed your relationship. If you're having a difficult time adjusting or coming to terms with your new normal, then seek counseling. Also, while I cannot predict the future, do not be surprised if he moves on quickly and establishes a new relationship. It's possible that he may fall into the category of a man seeking a relationship so that she can provide childcare for his child. But I cannot reiterate enough, take time to grieve.